Welcome to Short Scale Modelling. For my next build, I'm building this Moebius Battlestar Galactica. The scale is 1:4:105. So in the kit, we have quite a few parts, so I've already opened them up. Quite nice plastic in this. There's not a lot of flash in it. One or two sprues. We have things like main holly pieces here. Use the landing pins or the side parts of the ship anyway. For the base. No, underside. It does come with the base. A little thing here. It's got a metal rod in it to hold it. Yeah, so there's not a great deal as such. There's not quite a few parts to it. It also has a clear part for the engine. Moving on to the instructions. It's your normal sort of instructions. The people very good in these Moebius instructions. So there's more to it than meets the eye really. The decal locations and paint instructions. So the question is, do I light this up or not? I haven't made up my mind. I'll do that in the next little while before I start the build. Whether I should light it up. And the decal sheet here. And the good thing about a decal sheet is it's got the name registers for all the different battleships. So obviously you've got Galactica, you have Pegasus, the Triton. So you've got them all there if you wish to do something other than the Galactica. So I'll go away and have a think about this. So I've got some holes to drill. I'm not going to prime it until I've drilled my holes. So I'm using the drill bit, pin drive. And I'm just going to start a series of holes. So as you can see here, it's black. I put a coat of black on it. This is for light blocking. I've drilled small holes. The camera won't pick them up here. I might take my light. You may be able to see them come through. Yeah, you can just about make them. They're coming through. As you can see, there's still a lot of paint, light bleed, but that a coat of grey pack primer is going to go on that, and that will stop most of the bleed. So all the primer is dry. Just assembling the side panels here. There's two of them, but they go in there. Just pop in there. But the two parts are on now, and I'm just putting in a little bit of filler along the seams, just to make sure there's no light bleed. So then it's onto the side panels. Just make sure I get the right way around. And that'll just sit like that. I'll leave that to dry for a good 20 minutes, I think, once I get it in place. So next thing is just to cut a little snake into this part here, like that. And it's just to pass the wires through. This goes on roughly like that. So the wires will just run through there. And I have to do the same here. So I'm just using my side cutters and cutting a channel. Doesn't have to be pretty, just so the gap is. The important thing is you don't go too deep on this particular bit. You just want to do it to this level here, because there may be things encroaching onto that level. And once I'm happy with that, it's time to cement them. Now the contact points are quite small on this bit. There's a little nub there and there that goes directly into the sidewall, and it just lifts off, or there's a little contact point there as well, and it just lifts off the bottom. You have to make sure that the contact points are actually in the proper position. So to put in the lights, I'm just going to tin these parts up. So I'm putting a bit of flux on the contact points. And then just solder little dots on. So now tinning the wire. And then it's just a matter of joining these up. And then we'll just test them and get that fine. I should say, on the joints here I put on a bit of hot glue, and this just protects it from coming apart if it's a bit fragile. So it's just a little bit of hot glue squeezed on. Then once it's dried, I just cover it up with a little bit of tape. I'm just using masking tape here, just an added bit of protection. So next I have a normal LED. This is a 5mm up resistor, and this is a 470 resistor, and just intertwine these on one of the prongs. Now this is the positive side, and I can tell it's the positive side because it's the longer prong. And then just a little bit of solder to connect them. I should connect the red wire to the positive and the black wire to the other prong, of course, which is the neutral. And then I get this outer sheath and just thread it in. So it covers the resistor. Now I take a soldering iron and I just run it over, and that shrinks it down to the size of the wire. And in case, and then the light test to make sure it's working. That's fine. So I'm just placing the LEDs in and securing it with a bit of hot glue. And for the strip, again it's a little bit of hot glue. And I'm just placing it down, coming down to there. So you may have noticed I've cut off the supporting beams, the contact points there and there. That's in order for me to get the strip in more comfortably, or I would have to put in single LEDs and point them, or would have had to put in some fibre optics in there. So the easier option was just to take these off and put the light strip in there. This lip here acts as the contact point anyway, so these were just extra supports. So I've connected them all, put the strips in, put the two blue in, and put a yellow one in here. And the reason why I done that was it just helps tone down the white a little bit. I could have put in a softer white, I suppose, thinking about it, but putting in a contrast colour as well makes all the lights, when they're shining through different points, of various degrees, levels of white, and it'll come sort of yellowy white to brilliant white. And what I've done is I've just twisted them all together for now, just to test. And we'll just light them up. So you can see, obviously the camera is just washed with colour because of that. But you can see the lights come through. So you see the blue coming there, and at the sides here, it's gone from a bluish colour to yellowish to brilliant white. Same with the top here, sort of bluey white colour there, and the little pinpricks, you probably can't make out on the camera, a bit yellow and white along here. I actually might make these a little bit bigger because I can barely see them as well, so I'll make these holes a little bit bigger, I think. So this is all in. I've opened up the holes, I'll show you that in a minute. Just tidying up the cables, put a bit of insulating tape or electrical tape just to tidy them up, a little bit of hot glue there so they don't budge. I've got my two tail ends here. So now it's time to close it up, and these are my contact points from there to the edge there on the beam that runs down. So I'll put in the back first so it's connected to these two location points. Now I'll go to the front to make sure it's in the pin, and I'll just press it down. Putting the top onto the neck here. So this will bring part one to a close. Got quite a lot done, more than I expected in this part. So that's the lights in for the nose section of the model. This just fits in and just pushes in without any issues. There's a couple of side panels that will go on later on as well, of course. So if you haven't done so already, why don't you check out the channel for my other builds? If you subscribe to the channel, you'll be updated on all future updates for this build, and of course anything else I've got up and coming. Hit that like button, and of course leave a comment. But for now, thank you all very much for watching. Bye bye.